racing, and we're clean and away. Great stuff. More of that, please.
Pit lane open. Mind your speed.
Wow.
Bold move there.
Oh no! I think he's played a blinder here. Side by side. Until he's off the track. What a battle to the end.
Fantastic race. Great team effort. Good job, everybody.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Asian Le Mans Series. I am Nadia Nash, your host. Now this is the 2022 season of the Asian Le Mans Series and we're back in the UAE for the second time. We've got 2 races here in Dubai and another 2 will be in Abu Dhabi. Now the battle is going to be intense. As we saw yesterday, the Dubai Autodrome was the home to the qualifying session and we saw race 1 as well. Now of course the battles are going to be stiff and competitive because teams are fighting for championship glory and also a chance to race at the prestigious 24-hour of Le Mans. But of course, the show will not be complete if it's just me in pit lane. We also have our series commentator. Happy to have them back. We have Graham Goodwin and 5-time 24-hour Le Mans winner, Oliver Gavin.
Thanks so much, Nadia. And it is indeed great to be back. Great 4 hours of racing yesterday into darkness. We enjoyed it so much, we thought we'd come back and do it again today.
Absolutely. Great to be here. And it's the 5.39, 16-kilometre Dubai Autodrome coming down the hill, plunging down into turn 1, one of the crucial overtaking spots on this racetrack. Quite quick right-hander flows through into another quick left. And this is the fastest point on the track here. Turn 3, 4. Very difficult in the dark here to see where you're going. No exterior lights. But the lowest point of the racetrack, turn 6 into 7, and then coming off of there into 9, one of the bank corners here on this racetrack that leads you out onto this long back straight, climbing up the hill, all the time climbing here onto this another great overtaking opportunity in turn 10. Bumpy, need to be careful there on the brakes. More traction coming off that corner into 11, and then through and into 12, another spot where you really got to rely on very good traction. Another overtaking opportunity coming up as you come through 13 and into 14. Another bank corner here. You need to keep tight to the left before flicking right into the turn 15 and then turn 16 to finish the lap. That's the highest point on the racetrack and over the line to start another lap of the Dubai Autodrome. I think we are now going to go and have a bit of a look at a lap round here with my old teammate of mine, Nicky Katzberg, in the BMW M4. We've now got some highlights of race 1 coming up, and which Graham will be talking those through for us very nicely.
Well, the start of the 2022 Asia Le Mans Series season at Dubai Autodrome, with the number 4 Nielsen Racing Orica making its debut here in the UAE and jetting away into a convincing lead. A great early move from the number 42 McLaren. That car would play a part later. Contact with the number 77 Aston Martin put the number 48 Salassane by Cox racing car out early on. As we got in towards sunset, there was fantastic racing between a number of battling groups of GT3 cars in this record GT3 entry. Number 55, the Rinaldi Racing Ferrari, looked pretty dominant at one part of this race, but was chased down by the number 7 Inception Racing McLaren as Ben Barnicoat got his second wind aboard the 720S. That battle was decided with a fantastic move from Barnicoat in the final turn. LMP2, very start of the race, whilst looking comfortable in the lead, a half spin from Rodrigo Sales cost him the lead and second place, but he kept his head down and pushed on. Number 13 car looked set for a podium position, but faltered, as did the number 2, dominant almost throughout this race, until problems at a pit stop that might well have caused the issue that finally stopped Lawrence Hur, the car failing to finish. It would be CD Sport that would come home with not just a win, but a 1-2 in a season where the team have told us they're struggling for a deal for the rest of the year. Number 4, though, in the hands of Matt Bell, punishing pace to seal the deal, and it would be Ben Hanley's experienced hands that would bring home the car to what for this team will be a famous win under the lights and the gantry. In the darkness, happy Nielsen Racing. That's Matt Bell there, with big hugs around the Nordic script on the Orica as Ben Hanley climbed out after a night's hard work well done. Nielsen Racing will go to tomorrow's race as the championship leaders after a faultless run under the not very many lights at Dubai Autodrome.
We've had qualifying already for this race yesterday morning, and we're going to go back and have a little look of how that went right now. Race 2, and it was Ben Barnicoat that would be looking to do what he could do after that matched times at the top of the order. But he could do no better than third quickest, a mighty 500th of a second off pole position, because it was Johnny Adam that set pole this time for the TF Sport car. Just 0.003 of a second to the good over the nearest contender this time. Fantastic stuff there. In LMP3, it was the Nielsen Racing car tussling away at the start of the session with Colin Noble trying to get track position. Didn't quite manage to do that ultimately. Good run for the 26 car, but could do nothing to prevent Lawrence Hur completing a pole double for D-Car Engineering. Luxembourg at the top of the tree, as we've seen so many times. LMP2, and Neil Muston an improvement, and he managed to grab third place in the order from the high-class racing car. Great run from David Drew, who is putting Ben Hanley under pressure, but Hanley still managed to come back with a double pole position for the LMP2 season debut for Nielsen Racing in their number 4 Orica 07. Race 2 at Dubai Autodrome on Sunday would see the number 4 Nielsen Racing Orica and the number 2 D-Car Duquesne on a second pole position of the weekend. Leading in the record GT field, it would be the 95 TF Sport Aston Martin in a race that would start an hour later than Saturday, and that means a lot more running in darkness for the 35 car Asia Le Mans Series field. And it's for Rodrigo Sales to dictate the pace as they come down towards the start gantry and wait for the lights to go out, and then we will be racing for the second 4 hours of Dubai here at Dubai Autodrome. And they're away, and neat and tidy as they come by the start-finish straight. What's going to happen though into turn 1? It's slippy and it's tricky. Looking
It's
at
a little bit cooler. We get a little bit of action in the GT class.
Hubert Haupt, good move there through the middle, threading the needle, and I think gaining a couple of places, Ollie.
Yeah, and Rodrigo Sales has got away, and it's the AOC Bratislava car that's got itself up into second spot. Miro Konopka is up into second spot, and the Graf car is third.
Yeah, Miro to hero, and up into second. They'll be loving that. They'll be dancing on the streets of Bratislava tonight. Miro Konopka from third position on the grid, so that's a move in qualifying from Neil Mustard. There's contact somewhere there, a little bit of debris thrown up, and trouble for the finish entered Duquesne by the look of it. Has dropped all the way back with Tommy Väiläinen.
Yeah, Tommy looks like he's having a bit of a problem. Not sure what that is. We'll see if we can pick up on it.
And trouble as well, as there's a lock up there from the 49 high-class car for Francesco Pianovenetti. He's dropped right back as well from a high starting position for the 51. He's dropped right to the back of the field. Under pressure here, Miro, from Eric Trullier.
We've actually got the G Drive LMP3 car number 26 is pressing on and sitting on the back of that battle for LMP2. They've made a strong start. And who's in the? That's Fabrice
Rossello. He's got ahead. In fact, the DKR car has lost another place, the pole-sitting car. So maybe just edging into this race after that last-minute repair for the car. But you're right, the 26 car, the orange and grey liveried G-Drive LMP3 car, hanging on to these LMP2 AMs and pulling away from Tony Wells, who's now up into second place in LMP3 for the Nielsen Racing number 8 car. Through they come. Rodrigo Sales already a 2-second gap to Miro Konopka, with Eric Trullier looking for a way by, looking to the outside here. Can that be covered off by Miro Konopka?
I think maybe nicely done around the outside. And Eric Trullier maybe just got bogged something on that first lap through turns 2 and 3, and he's now just trying to get himself back on track and get after Rodrigo Sales. There in the Graf car is Eric Trullier, and it's just going to get himself settled and get going. It's all about just getting the tyres up, everything all into your rhythm, and not trying to rush. And just making sure that everything's underneath you as you remember it from yesterday. Yeah,
confidence in the car, very important. And well up the field, by the way, just looking here, the Conrad Motorsport, Jordan Grogor, I think has made a little bit of progress. There's G-Drive from Nielsen, DKR into Europol, Rinaldi, the number 22 car, then the Conrad Ginetta, and then the two cars that finished 1-2 yesterday are at the back of the train in LMP3, though we've got the 72 Duquesne further down the field.
We've got a nice race coming down here to turn 14.
This is the race for third place. It's led at the moment by the 69 car in the hands of Sam Dehaan. This is the Oman Racing car operated by TF Sport. Brendan Arib, race winner yesterday, second in that group, in the number 7 Inception Racing McLaren. And then it's the 33, the other purple car, the 33 Herberth Motorsports Porsche.
Yep.
Very different looking cars, these front, middle and rear engine cars.
Yeah, great to see.
Third, fourth and fifth place.
Yeah, the Inception boys I'm sure will be pretty happy with this. Be sitting here just taking stock, just getting themselves bedded in, and looking to bring out their bigger guns a little bit later on in Ollie Milroy and Ben Barnicoat. So
Hubert Haupt, meanwhile, under pressure here from an impressive opening run here from Conrad Grunewald, Ferrari Challenge racer from the United States, and he's adapting to this GT3 car very well indeed. He's been doing a bit of racing in the Gulf region through the winter, and that certainly looks to be paying off. Great line through there, bit of a block up from one of the CD Sport cars ahead, but he is not letting the highly experienced German away. Vifeye was looking to see whether or not he could make a move up the inside of the McLaren for third.
Battle going on here.
Jordan Grogor looking to see what he can do about the Duquesne. Well, we saw that variety in GT3. Here's the variety pack in LMP3. Ligier, number 13, ahead of the 22 Duquesne, ahead of the 21 Ginetta. These three cars at the moment are battling for, what is that, 4th, 5th and 6th places in this 9-car LMP3 pack.
Yeah, it's action-packed, isn't it? And racing all the way through all three classes. Great to see. Got the Conrad car coming off that corner nicely. It looks like the Ginetta's got its power down pretty well. Might be looking to line up and move up the inside the Rinaldi car into turn 1.
Well, Jordan knows this circuit better than anybody else on this grid, with the possible exception of Axel Jeffries. And that's it now. He's gone around. That was a bit of a lunge, and that was an ill-advised move. And the Conrad car had to go wide in avoidance of that, so that's cost him dear. That's
Torsten Kratz, is it?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Torsten Kratz has dropped down now behind.
He didn't get all the way up the inside, and then he tried to get out of it. And in doing so, then he spun.
Notice of a contact, I think, was misposted, but we'll tell you that in a moment. I think that was contact between the 55, I think it said the 59, and that is James Voll's car, the one that's now at the back. And by the way, it's now back up to speed. So has there been an incident out there with Rinaldi Racing in Garage 59? I think there possibly has been.
Yeah, most probably has.
Looked at.
DKR car here now coming down into turn 14. Yeah, they had such a strong run yesterday, didn't they?
They will feel very, very unlucky.
Almost faultless race, and then first of all they had that starter problem, and then they just had this electrical issue with fuel pumps. They've got 2 fuel pumps on an LMP3 car, and one dropped out after 20 minutes of Lawrence Hoare's stint. Then the next 20 minutes further into it, the second one went, and that's when the car stopped, pulled over on the left-hand side of that long back straight in between 9 and 10, and that was it. Game over for them.
And by the way, the 17 car is ahead now of Hubert Haupt, and also Ife Ye now giving Haupt grief. He's now up into 3rd and looking for 2nd. So Ife Ye is beginning to get to grips with this GT3 lark.
Yeah, he is. He might just be bedding himself in. Yefeye's being coached this weekend by Sasha Masson, is here, just helping him out and guiding him through these first few steps he has with Porsche. And I think he's got a very bright future, very, very bright future.
LMDH car, been seen with its lights fitted for the first time in testing in Barcelona this week.
Yeah.
So that look of the future for Porsche is coming.
Yeah, Yefeye's just trying to carve out an opening here to get past the HRT car. And he's not quite close enough, not yet. He's just working to get that traction down. Maybe the Mercedes is just starting to struggle with its tyres a little bit. And there's the Inception car just keeping a watch. Brendan Aribe is just monitoring the action in front and just clicking off the laps.
Yep. 2nd, 3rd and 4th, this trio. Hubert Haupt being warned for track limits. And that's pretty early to get that warning for Hubert Haupt. And car 96.
Yeah.
And that is the Acento racing car, isn't it? So that's Florian Scholze.
Mathieu de Barbeau is pressing on in the number 2 DKR car. He's just stretching away.
And the Ginetta, by the way, is through to 2nd.
Yeah, Jordan Gregor, fine job.
8.5 seconds behind here, not matching the times of the DKR engineering car right now, but this is a good run from the little Ginetta.
Yeah.
Brief in the FI World Endurance Championship, and I know that's one of the cars that many enthusiasts would say that if only. That car definitely had the prospects of tweaking the tail of some very established operations. The battle that Tommy's in, by the way, is for position. The 51 car is in 31st. The Karin Kempe car that clearly had a problem on the opening lap, recovering a little up the field. The Piovanetti car, by the way, is just out from that drive-through penalty for the contact. That penalty has been served, and Jordan Grogor do what he can to remain as least delayed as possible as he makes his way through the traffic.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up with the DKR boys, isn't he?
Difficult with a P3 car, the GT3. Straight line speed, not a great deal of difference, as you can see. So all of the action tends to take place in the most dangerous places, under braking and through the turns.
Yeah, so you're battling away there in that LMP3 car, and you're trying to pass a car that has ABS when you're trying to pass a GT car, and you don't have ABS. So that does really hamper you somewhat. So you've really got to be on the game and really on your brake zones and have everything right, bang on to get past a GT car in the brake zone. And you've got to really line the cars up to get by, much like the G-Drive car is now. He's just managed to get past the 51 car, and looks like Tommy is struggling a little bit up behind the 51. And you just hope that DKR have got rid of all of those little gremlins and bugs, electrical issues they had yesterday. Fingers crossed for them. It's the Conrad car comes up into turn 10.
Strong run,
yes,
from the Conrad car, and good lap times as well.
Yeah,
where he's clear of traffic, Jordan Grogor. So that's a credit to the team, it's a credit to the Ginetta, it's a credit to Jordan Grogor, long-time racer for Dragon Racing, locally based team here at Dubai Autodrome. And there is the
Inception
leader.
car.
And this, I think, is the end of Rodrigo Sales required. He's not getting out of the car.
No, he's not. They're just fueling him. Maybe they're just confident with where he's at.
That's good. That's good.
And maybe they're also a little bit nervous about the drive time thing that was going on towards the end of the race yesterday. That they were concerned about whether Matt was being in the car for too long.
We can see just behind the timing tower there, just there's Matt Bell.
Matt Bell, yeah.
So he's not ready to get in the car. So this is the team showing great confidence in, and it's Rodrigo Sales showing great confidence in himself. He will go on and do a second stint. That's great stuff.
That is. Matt, the brother of Rob, and Matt, the better-looking one of the two.
I'm not sure, you know.
No.
Some would say.
Some would say.
Bit of a stall
Yeah.
there, but got underway just a second or two. Say better looking.
So we're seeing the Oman Racing quality street car. Love the look of that car.
Yep.
It's fantastic. Two McLarens 720Ss racing away there. Nick Moss having a look.
Very different levels of lighting on the front of those cars.
Yes.
Then again,
the Optimum and the Inception boys have actually been very helpful. They've got those LEDs in the middle of the windscreen.
Yeah, I can tell which one. Yeah,
blue one on the
42,
Optimum car,
yeah.
and the green one on the Inception's number 7 car.
So really, after these, as we watch this, and Nick Moss really pressing now.
Nicely done.
He's not quite got the overlap though, has he?
No, I think that he might be able to do the cutback. So we're just going to see if he can get it done. Maybe around the outside. No, it's going to be tough to do. And as we saw yesterday, Alexander West was great at defending and holding his line, sticking to, you know, eyes forward, not looking in the mirrors, overly getting consumed with what was happening behind him. I think it's not going to be too long before Nick gets by him.
Good stuff again from Alex West. He had a great run yesterday, held off a snarling pack of GT3 cars for lap after lap, and that gave us great entertainment as they all battled with him and with each other, as this pair are about to be encounter a faster car in the shape of
Graf Racing.
It is still Juliet, isn't it?
Yep.
Just double checking he stayed aboard the car. He did. At the moment, second place overall is the lead LMP3 car, courtesy of those longer pit stops from the LMP2 AMS. So Matteo De Barbo is only 13 seconds off the lead, would you believe? Well, second race here at Dubai, round 2 of the 2022 Asian Le Mans Series at the Dubai Autodrome, with 4 hours of racing to come. It's a 35-car grid, and it was a neat and tidy start, and in particular for Rodrigo Sales, the Nielsen Racing number 4 Orica team, looking to repeat their success of yesterday. Behind, lots of tussles, in particular in the GT3 battles. The Rinaldi Racing car made its way through within the first hour to lap the AF Corsa number 51 that we'll see later in the hands of world champion Alessandro Pierguidi. Ifeye, the reigning overall champion, is back in a GT car here. He is pounding on as we get through to the end of the first hour in pursuit of this car, the number 17 AF Corsa Ferrari in the hands of Konrad Grunewald. 26 car, the G-Drive car, G-Drive Delige running third after leading. The 21 Conrad Ginetta running second in LMP3, an excellent run from that team, but the number 2 car from the Duquesne from DCAR Engineering, after just dropping back at the start of the race, back into the lead. 49 Orica from High Class Racing runs third in LMP2, behind the number 39 from Graf Racing. Eric Trullier taking that car into a second stint, but it's been a controlled start to the race again from Nielsen Racing. This time though, no errors from Rodrigo Sales. He holds a comfortable lead as we come at the end of the very first hour of the second 4 hours of Dubai.
We're still under full course yellow here at the Dubai Autodrome, and we're trying to find where the incident is.
It's debris.
Debris, oh, turn 10.
It's turn 10.
Driver's
Debris
right.
on driver's right. So that, my guess, bearing in mind the issue with the 2 cars, the 6 and the 96 Hamlet at turn 9.
Right.
I'm guessing that that is debris from one or other or both of the 96 and the 6 cars. So the Hap Racing car has gone in and out. Now that was the stop plus 5.
Yep.
We've got the leaders, the 2 overall leaders. There you can see the 17 car at a halt, and there's the second place car. So if we can stick with this shot, we'll see just how these guys do with the pit stops. Remember, there's time pit stops. There should not be, without a problem, an issue here, Ollie.
Yep, but I think this is going to benefit the 17 car because they're doing their stop under full course yellow, whereas the 7 car, the Inception car, they did theirs somewhat under green.
Yeah.
So they're going to, the 17 car is going to lose actually less time than the 7 car did while they took their stop.
Completely correct.
So that's a win for them.
Rodrigo Salas, by the way, is in again. So that's a short second stint for him. He'd have done a full hour though. Almost, or bar 4 minutes. So Nielsen Racing taking the opportunity here to switch. I'm sure at this point we're going to see Matt Bell.
Yeah, and I think that must be for drive time, making sure the Nielsen boys will be sitting there trying to look at what happened yesterday, learning that lesson, and just running Rodrigo just that little bit longer. And so Matt and Ben will hopefully be in the clear with all their drive time
and taking the opportunity that's been offered by this full course yellow. So the full course yellow again for debris spotted by race control and the trackside marshals on the exit of turn 10, and our supposition at the moment is that might have been to do with the incident that took place between the number 6 Hap Racing team car and the number 96 Attempto Audi that's still under investigation.
What's going on here with the 4 car?
That's the 4 car in
car.
a regular pit stop, remember.
But
bear in mind,
it doesn't look like it's a regular pit stop.
doesn't look like a regular pit stop to me. Just the
seat.
Yeah, the seat. There's something going on there with the seat. There's some problem there inside the car, and we're not entirely sure what that is. There's still one mechanic working inside the car, and they have got a bit of an issue.
Oh, that could be interesting, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So, anxious moments for the Nielsen Racing crew. That is Rodrigo Salas in the, we just saw it in the garage entry.
Yeah, he's sort of stalking around inside the garage, and he's...
Well, the odd thing is, they took the seat out for the right-hand side. Well, the driver sits on the left in this car.
Yes.
So I wonder if that is Rodrigo's seat, and he tried to remove it from the right-hand side of the car, and it got jammed.
Yes, possible. Or, you know, Matt just got in quickly and started sitting in on Rodrigo's seat, and then they've got confused, and then that whole thing of being flustered and trying to do it just a little bit too quickly. And now it looks like they've got something else, got the door shut, car's down, and the board is up, and the car is starting, and I think we're going to see Matt pulling away.
Of course, in darkness, you want to make sure that trackside marshals are protected if they've got to enter the circuit area to remove debris. It is extremely dark here. Green flag.
They're 5 seconds apart, and see if Ollie can catch him.
This is going to be good fun from here on in. And we'll call it as we get these cars back up to racing speed and they sort themselves out from the battles they're involved in. Is that the 39? It is the 39 with the left-hand number panel not lit again.
They're going to get those torches out again, aren't they?
So that is the 4 car going by to retake second place. Matt Bell from Sebastian Paget, but there's trouble there. 100% trouble.
He doesn't have any rear lights either for the 39 car.
No rear lights either.
No rear lights that I saw.
Let's have a look at the 39 car. No number panel.
Oh,
there are rear lights,
There are rear lights, sorry.
But there's no doubt in my mind we're going to see that car having to pit. No, definitely no number panel.
Yeah, they're going to have the torches out on that shortly.
The timing of that full course yellow, we've got an extraordinary looking timing screen. Lead car overall has retaken the lead. Matt Bell has gone by Sebastian Alvarez. He leads the race, the number 4 car. Then it's the lead car in LMP3, the number 2 car, DK Engineering. Then it's the lead car in LMP2 AM from Graf Racing. Just into 4th, as I speak, is the 49 high-class racing car with Dennis Anderson. And Gabriele Rindoni, second in LMP3, is 5th overall, with the Nielsen Racing Ligier of Tony Wells 6th and 3rd in LMP2. Then the 4th car in LMP2 and 3rd in LMP2 AM is the ARC Bratislava Ligier of Miro Konopka. Well, we've just talked about the lead car overall in the hands of Matt Bell. We're going to go down to Nadia, who's got Gustavo Salas, who started the car. She's in pit lane now.
Yes, we do have Rodrigo Salas here with us now. We want to know, you came in during a full course yellow just now. Was it part of the plan to get Matt Bell in? or was it just like an opportune moment for you to switch places and give Matt the wheel?
Hi, well, I think you asked about the pit stop, FCY. So no, we just decided to bring the car in to take advantage of the opportunity to pit under full course yellow. The 4 hours doesn't quite work out to an even number of full stints, so you have to do a short one. And if things go your way, it's always nice to be able to take advantage of that.
Right, fantastic. So you heard it from the man himself. They're leading the pack right now. Car number 4 from Nielsen Racing. Back to Graham and Oliver.
My apologies to Rodrigo Salas, not Gustavo Salas. Don't quite know why I called him Gustavo. It's a yellow flag down there after such a great run. And the Ginetta has stopped out on circuit. Are we going to get another full course yellow for this? We'll wait and find out.
It's possible, but the Rinaldi car is now crawling all over the back of the 17 car. So who have we got on board those? We've got Louis Perret in the number 17 car and David Perel in the 55. David was very quick yesterday, did a solid job.
As the overall leader, I think he's just thinking about that he does thread the needle between the two.
Matt's on it. He's just done the fastest lap of the race. He's just done the fastest first sector. I don't think the second sectors are going to be quite so good because of that traffic. But yeah, you know, Matt was really on it yesterday. Really brought the car alive. And that Nielsen Racing LMP2 car was certainly using lots of the racetrack and making sure that he was using every last bit of performance from that Nielsen Racing.
We are going to go straight back to another full course yellow, and that will be for recovery of the Conrad Ginetta. I briefly had all 3 classes in one corner there, as that all panned out with the lead car making its way through that little gaggle of GT cars, and the Rinaldi P3 car in the middle of that lot as well. That is our battle, 17 from 55, the first place car and the third place car from last night's race. It's the Conrad car.
Go full course yellow here.
And I think he went for it just as it went full course yellow.
No, the 55 car's passed him under yellow there. I'm pretty sure that 55 is going to have to hand that back to 17 in GT. And I think that's what he's being told to do.
Yellow breeds yellow as the number 2 car leading LMP3.
He's coming in, he's
came in from second place.
He did.
That is because, and we'll explain something we saw last night, it's because the pit in under full course yellow is actually slightly quicker to the timing line.
It is.
Which is why we saw those cars last night, 5 or 6 of the GT cars, trying their luck, I think, a little.
Well, they were looking for any opportunity just to get steel, just a second or two.
It didn't work.
No.
It didn't work. So 5 or 6 of them, including Joe Osborne aboard the Optimum car.
Number 2 car's got a problem with its light panel there. I think they're working on that there.
Right.
And it's a common problem, it seems.
And David Perel has indeed given back that place.
But it's frenzied activity down there at the Nielsen pit, and certainly not scheduled. Much more activity on the pit lane, many more cars coming down here trying to take advantage of this full course yellow. It can mix up the strategy now, and the boys behind the laptops will be working hard trying to figure out what they need to do to leapfrog that car in front or extend their lead if they are in the lead. Okay, and we're back to green flag racing. And then Sebastian comes into the final turn in the lead, but I'm not sure he's going to keep it for very long. Matt is going to be breathing down his neck.
Where is Matt? There he is. They're line astern on the pit straight. And coming into turn 1, just about 0.7 of a second apart as they came across the start-finish line. It's somewhat less than that as they hit the apex of turn 1.
Yeah, Matt was taking so much more speed into the apex there, and I think he's going to get
Straight
by him by
away.
turn 3,
Yes,
turn 4 there. He's done it already.
Yeah. Got his dander up, and I'm sure Matt Bell will have been frustrated by the delay in the pits.
Or also, he might be sitting there thinking, I need to press on here, build up a bit of a cushion, because we've still got an issue inside the car that we've got to fix.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to manage at every pit stop.
What door was replaced, by the way, at that pit stop? In GT, with the Louis Pret car on its outlap right now, that led coming out of full course yellow, but then took a pit stop and actually burned some of that at green. Oman Racing second in the hands of Ahmed Al-Hati, the Omani driver that flies his national flag with pride and nowhere more so than, of course, in the Gulf region. Rinaldi Racing third with David Perel. They too took a second stop under the yellow.
I think this one's going to take some time to unravel,
It is.
just to exactly figure out where people are in their strategies and how much fuel they've got on board, drive times, and those final stops. I mean, we're an hour and a half into the race now.
Managed to grab Conrad Grunwald right now, and of course we want to know, how was the stint outside?
Yeah, so I mean, overall we had a pretty good stint. I got to thank my co-drivers. They did a great job of getting me up to speed out here. We made some big changes to the car that I think worked. So yeah, now I'm just nervously watching the rest of the race. So overall, really happy. Great team, great teammates. Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's see how it all unravels. We have a couple more hours right here in the dark, 4 hours of Dubai. Back to Graham and Oliver.
The LMP3 leader coming through 4th overall, who is still a little bit off the pace of the LMP2 cars ahead of him. They're both running in the 156s, Matt Bell in the 153s, 157s at the moment for Sebastian Alvarez in traffic.
Yeah.
Great stuff from him. This is a 17 car. This is the leader in GT, and he's all over the back of Torsten Kratz in the 22 car, third in LMP3.
Has Torsten been in the car the whole race?
I think he has.
Yeah.
So Torsten Kratz at the moment...
He had the incident at turn 1, didn't he?
He did. But this is a battle for overall position with the team manager of the car 26, which is the car next up in the order around this pair. This is the battle for 7th place overall, but it's been between a provisional podium sitter in LMP3 and the leader in GT3.
Yep.
This is cracking stuff from the AF Corsa team. We saw Nadia talking and heard Nadia talking to Conrad Grunewald earlier. This looks like a very, very strong run indeed from the 17 car. And if their strategy is where it should be, and I think it is, they're looking pretty set fair here, aren't they, with a driver of the quality of Vincent Abril still to come. And that is the Cox Racing car, I think.
Is that spun at 14?
That's the Cox Racing car.
Has he lost it on the brakes, Nico Pronk?
So coming towards the end of his stint, Nico Pronk.
Has he got in a bit deep there on the brakes into 14, and he just looped it around as he started to come in?
It's an unusual place to see the car finish. I've seen it before.
Ollie Milroy out and Ben Barnicoat in the car. The 17 car on pit lane, AF Corsa car, and are they going to do a full service here?
So that's the leader in GT and the leader overall.
Okay, we are going to be going now for the highlights of the second hour of racing here for the Dubai Autodrome in the Asia Le Mans Series.
Well, full course yellows featured in hour 2 for the Asia Le Mans Series, second race at the Dubai Autodrome. Problems in the pit stop for the lead number 4 car from Nielsen Racing. That car came in not once but twice and needed a replacement left-hand door for the number 4 Orica, but retained the overall lead. Matt Bell at the wheel for his stint before we see Ben Hanley to the finish. Team taking a look at something on the inside of that door. The Rinaldi Racing car, the 55 car that featured in the lead battle last night in race 1 here, still very much in the hunt. David Perel getting into a battle with the Oman Racing Aston Martin of Ahmed Al-Hati as we came into a third full course yellow period. Mixed class battles up and down the order, but the number 17 AF Corsa Ferrari seems to have the legs on the rest of the competition here this evening in GT, as does the number 2 car. A stellar performance from young Sebastian Alvarez has had that car up into the top 2 overall and is putting in lap times equivalent to the amateur drivers in the LMP2 cars. This is a good race tonight for the DCAR engineering crew after disappointment yesterday robbed them of what looked like a certain win. Number 6 car has been in trouble earlier. It looks here to potentially have further light panel trouble. Number 4 car, though, back out and in the lead at the end of hour 2. Matt Bell putting in another crushing run. Could it be 2 wins out of 2 for the season debutants in LMP2 from Nielsen Racing? Their brand new Orica 07. Nordic script and a husky on the bodywork for the Orica that leads the race.
Sebastian Page has actually only done an hour and 7 minutes in
Oh,
the
wow.
car. This is the start of his second stint. It
Wow.
seems like he's been in there for far longer, but doing a fine job.
But this is a battle. It is under a second between these two. So, in fact, right there, isn't
Yeah.
he? He's right under the rear wing now, Sebastian Page. So this will be a moment for Dennis Anderson. Get himself involved in a battle. This is why they do this. And the gentlemen drivers aboard these cars measure themselves not just against the times put in by their pro colleagues, but also against their peers.
Exactly. Want to have a good, strong, close race.
You want
Wheel
to
to
be
wheel.
Want to be able to send that WhatsApp message after the race. The polite way of saying "nardy nardy na na."
Yeah.
But in this case,
Many emojis.
indeed, many emojis.
Yeah.
Some of them printable. But there is a great spirit in endurance racing paddocks, and certainly no less than any other group amongst the gentlemen drivers, who, let's not forget, in this world of Pro-Am racing, principally carry the financial can for what we're seeing this evening.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to be doing this without those guys.
Yeah, that
Coming
means
through, sharing their passion for the sport and wanting to come and race these cars at these great events.
And these, also worth saying that these are amongst the fastest cars in the world that anybody can drive in competition.
Yeah.
You know, these Oreca 07s in their day have bettered the kind of times at the Le Mans 24 Hours that we were seeing a decade ago.
Yeah.
But that's allowed Dennis Anderson to be right up behind the 39 car, and here there might be an opportunity for the Dane.
Yeah, Dennis is going to be looking to slingshot off the corner and tow up behind Sebastian all the way up this long back straight into turn 10.
He'll relish this.
Yeah, it's really nip and tuck, and it looks like he's going to have a lunge up the inside, Dennis, and he's not sure he's got it done.
That's the lead car in GT.
Oh, he has.
He has got it
has
done.
got it
well
done.
done, sir.
Brilliant.
Now, the thing I'd say here is, very often in these races, it is about control and discipline. It is about consistency and speed for the gentlemen drivers. It's fairly rare for them to get an opportunity for a real ding-dong battle.
Yeah.
He's having a go here for the second place.
Yeah.
And the reality...
Just use that bit of traffic as a pick. He might get that better run off of turn 9
He's got a
here.
better run.
He has. Dennis got a little bit bulked.
He's moved to defend. Don't think it's quite on there.
No, but I think
He's
they are
in
going
the
to
right
go.
place, but
He's defending, but he's gone
he's
deep
got him.
on the brakes.
He's got him. Well done, sir. Neil Muston through to second position here in the second 4 hours of Dubai, round 2 of the Asian Le Mans Series 2022. There goes the 44 car, and we'll just have a look and see what happens with timing and scoring, and lights up with someone heading for pit lane.
One of the challenges, it seems, on this number 2 DKR Duquesne is that they've got a lot of light that spread out, that's going out towards. Oh, we're seeing the pit stop here.
This is
Nielsen car.
Yeah, this is Ben Hanley, finally introduced into proceedings.
Yeah, he's just placing his seat insert there into the seat, and the driver helper's there.
The bad news, by the way, for the competition is this genuinely isn't going to make the car any slower.
No.
This is a proven talent in LMP2 racing. Ben Hanley, a race winner.
And it also doesn't look like there's much commotion there with the driver change. It looks like it's all back on script, and whatever the problem was earlier, they've fixed it.
David Drew emerges after a stop in 1:41. So actually that was at the time of a time pit stop, but I don't think it was intended to be. Deep into the night, the Asian Le Mans Series at Dubai Autodrome, and there's plenty of action out there with the GT battles being fought. This is the 55 Rinaldi racing car taking second place in GT, trying to get onto terms with the leading 17 car Back into third goes the 69 car from Oman Racing. Charlie Eastwood had mounted an almost stint-long battle against Davide Rigon, two factory drivers, one from Aston Martin, one from Ferrari, putting on the style for a full 60 minutes in the darkness. 17 car Vincent Abril seems at the moment to have the race under control, but there's dramas elsewhere for several leading cars in several of the classes. Could the 17 car get to the end untroubled? The 44 car here of Neil Muston, the ARC Bratislava Ligier, getting onto terms with Dennis Anderson in the 49 high-class racing Orica. It's a fabulous second place in the hour for the bright yellow Ligier before pit stop dropped him further back once again. Great stuff though for the ARC Bratislava team. The 22 car, this is the Rinaldi Racing Duquesne, in contention for much of the hour in LMP3, but dropping back a little towards the end of proceedings. The number 2 from DK Engineering again looking peerless until right at the end of the hour when drama has dropped the car back once again. An incident out in the darkness at turn 12 for Mathieu de Barbeau before Lawrence Herr took over for the run to the flag. Ben Hanley introduced into proceedings for the run to the flag for Nielsen Racing. They lead both LMP classes as we're into the final hour. And the 39 car from Graf Racing looking to get back onto terms, having dropped from second to third overall and from first to second in the LMP2 AM class. The 49 high-class racing car now in the hands of Anders Fjordbach, back second overall, leads LMP2 AM with 1 hour of the 8 hours of racing to go here at the Dubai Autodrome. This is the GT leader. That was a pretty clean stop, waiting for time now on this car to leave the pits.
Yeah, that was pretty straightforward. The car wasn't up in the air really that quickly. A little bit tardy, but I don't think they've lost anything here, and they're just waiting for the clock to tick down.
Not quite given the room again.
This is playing into Ben's hands.
So it's taken another second out on the last lap, Ben Barnico. It's 20.4 seconds now. Not very close, but he is closing.
Definitely, and if they continue like this for another 5-7 laps, he won't be long before he's on them.
Car 17 is reported to the stewards. The lead car in GT is going to be dealt a drive-through. Needs a bit more, doesn't he?
He does, he does. Is Vincent going to serve the penalty this lap, or is the team still going to be arguing?
One more? 3 laps, isn't it?
Yes. I think he's got one more after this. And they might push it as far as they can. No, he's going to pit. So, right, let's see where this brings him out.
Where is Joe Osborne? Hasn't completed the lap yet. And crosses the line now, and he's going to be right with him. There he is. This is for the final podium position.
Reunited.
Oh, he'd be so pleased.
Yes.
He's actually pulled away a little from the Rinaldi racing car, but coming into the final couple of turns comes the number 4 car, and we can call home a second consecutive win in the Asia Le Mans Series 2022 for Nielsen Racing.
Fantastic result for them. That's really great stuff.
Cars come through. Looking for who's next in a significant finishing position.
It's Colin Noble, is it coming through?
That's the GT winner. 55 Rinaldi Racing. Colin Noble comes home to win for Nielsen in P3 as well, with
Ben
Tony
Barnicoat
Wells.
just coming over the line as well, getting that P2 in GT.
That's an amazing result for this team.
A double win then for Nielsen Racing in Dubai with the number 4 Orica, and the 49 high-class racing car takes LMP2 AM. And it would be a double win for Nielsen Racing, their number 8 Ligier taking LMP3. The 55 Rinaldi Racing Ferrari would take GT after the late penalty for the 17, and the number 20 AMG from SPS Performance Automotive takes GT AM.
A second 4 hours of action at Dubai Autodrome, and hopes were high amongst the teams as the number 4 Nielsen Racing Orica led away the 35 car field in full daylight, but not for long. There was a quick spin for the number 22 Rinaldi Duquesne, almost collecting the Conrad Ginetta quite close to the start, and big action again in the GT3 class with the number 17 AF Corsa car harassing the number 6 AMG. Night falls very quickly here in Dubai, and it wasn't long before we're racing under the not very many lights here at the Dubai Autodrome. In GT, it came down to a battle on track between the 17 and the 55 Ferraris. That was settled not with a pass, but with a penalty for the 17 AF Corsa Ferrari. That's gifting the win to the 55, with the 17 coming home third, and the Inception Racing McLaren winners yesterday here at Dubai Autodrome, finishing second. That's going to leave it very close in the points. The number 2 DCAR Engineering car again dominated on the road, but again suffered problems of the reliability nature. They would finish outside the points. That left the number 8 Nielsen Racing Ligier to take a famous double class win for the team. Tony Wells and Colin Noble taking the win ahead of 2 CD Sport cars. The team that finished 1-2 yesterday finished 2-3 on Sunday. Overall, it was a run to the flag and a run to the win from the number 4 Nielsen Racing car. Second place and the win in LMP2 AM from the 49 High Class Racing car, and third place for the number 39 Graf Racing Orica. A far closer fought battle after problems in the pits for the Nielsen Racing team, but ultimately they had enough in the bank to bring it home comfortably for that brilliant double class win. LMP2 and LMP3 both falling to the team from the UK. Ben Hanley, Matt Bell and Rodrigo Sales take a second win.
A great night in Dubai completed with top of the podium for the overall and LMP3 classes for the team. Rinaldi Racing would take the packed GT class win, and in the AM classes the 20 AMG, and for high class racing the 49 Orica complete the podiums.
So thank you, Dubai. We look forward to seeing our friends in Abu Dhabi once again. I've had great fun over the last 2 4-hour races. I think you have too. It's been great to see the fans back here too.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's great, like you say, great to see the fans. Great to see the fans in the stands, but also people also on the grid. Great to see.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ollie, for being with us again. Thank everybody involved in the Asia Le Mans series. We're going to say goodnight from the booth, and we're going to leave you with the silky smooth tones of Nadia Nash.
So there you have it. Dubai chapter is closed now. We've got some drama in the darkness. We've got several full course, yellows, and lots of, well, wins and losses as well. And that's all we can offer you here in Dubai. But you have to follow us for the second half of the season, which will be at Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi. So make sure you pen that down. We have that weekend locked and loaded for more endurance racing for you. So for now, we are signing off, and we would like to thank all of you for staying with us throughout the weekend, and we hope to see you again very, very soon. For now, I am Nadia Nash signing off for Asian Le Mans Series. See ya.